Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Advice to Think Twice. My name is Monica and I'm here with a tarot forecast for you for the first 2 weeks of January 2019. So that's the 1st to the 15th, give or take a couple of days. And this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. You can also watch this if you're dealing with a Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And as always, keep in mind these are general. And if you want to look at the specials currently running till the end of January and any other readings, it's all in the description box down below. Happy New Year, okay? I'm sending lots of love and light to you and yours, and I hope everyone has a wonderful, peaceful, and successful year ahead. So I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to be pulling one card as the overall theme of the month, and then I'll be pulling a few cards for the work and financial sector for you, and that includes whatever you do to earn money, so your job, your career as a whole, your own business, your studies, okay? And then I'll pull a few other cards for the emotional life and love life sector, and that's, you know, your love interest, your crush, your relationship, or just whatever triggers your emotional life during this time. So let's have a look for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Your theme for the first couple of weeks of January. Okay, I've got the Ten of Swords there. So let's see for work, what is happening for Gemini for work. Okay, this is the Legacy of the Divine Tarot deck. So let's have a look here. So the overall theme of the month, we do have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords comes up as healing, okay, here for me. So there is a difficult ending. I feel that for some, you are putting an end to something that has been very, very challenging for you, very difficult, very draining. For some, it's a bad habit, a relationship, a job, whatever it was, you were straining yourself because of it, okay? So for some, you are putting an end to that, and for others, the end is coming. However, someone else puts an end to it and you're dealing with consequences, okay? You're experiencing the ending, but you're not the person who made it happen, if that makes sense. So that's why there may be an element of feeling stabbed in the back here, feeling betrayed. Maybe you weren't ready for things to end. Maybe you didn't know, you know, this other person's intentions or whatever the situation was. The good thing with the Ten of Swords is whatever happened, it's done, it's over, you can't change it. However, it is a difficult ending to a difficult situation, but you can heal now, all right? So it's where something just hits rock bottom. The only way is up. Once you get there, the only way is up, all right? So things should start to look up for you in the month of January. Healing and recovery are coming up very strongly, as I say, and it's in a health related sense as well, okay? So if this is about procedures you've had to go through, treatments, or whatever the case may be, restrictions, they're working, okay? And this is just about recovery for you. So work cards, we've got Temperance, we've got the Chariot, another major arcana card. Got the Two of Wands, the Star card, the Three of Coins, and the Six of Coins. So very good cards for work, absolutely. Again, see how you have the Star card here, so healing after the Tower fell, okay, because that's what the Star card represents. So something happened, okay, something happened. Something ended. You may have lost a job. You may have been pushed aside one way or another. You may have lost a contract. You may have experienced financial loss. Okay, and maybe you've been working on healing it. You've been working on finding your balance, restoring the balance, whether that's financial or with career in general, finding your footing again. Okay, finding a balance. Maybe you've been working on that for quite some time. And you then have the Chariot, which is a victory card. It talks about overcoming obstacles, significant movement forward. May involve travel, may involve a new car that you get for work or from work. 2 of Wands talks about choices, partnerships. So you may be looking at 2 different offers or opportunities in terms of work or how you make your money. You may be looking at your own business and another job with this 2 of Wands, but very successful. You could do both if you wanted to. See, that's what the Chariot does. He steers both those horses, whether regardless of the fact that they're very different in the pulling the carriage, pulling the chariot in different directions. She, because it's a she in this deck, she's able to steer them where she wants them to go. So she can handle both, okay? A very good month for work, impressing figures of authority, impressing the bosses, impressing coworkers, working well with coworkers, cooperation, teamwork. Maybe through teamwork you have this victory. If it's about a project, if it's about something you have to submit. And the 6 of Coins is finding that balance you were trying to restore with the Temperance card. Financial balance restored. Your sense of security, your sense of balance restored, especially when it comes to finances. And healing, financial healing. Starting to build in your career, starting to build, advancing, promotion. Okay, so even though what I'm getting with the 10 of Swords is a purge. There was a purge. That's the word I'm getting with the 10 of Swords. So maybe this is about being made redundant, losing a job, being fired. And I'm not getting that you actually did anything wrong. It may have been other people, because there's a sense of being stabbed in the back here. Okay, but there was a purge. Something was removed from your life. You were forcefully removed from a situation. Forcefully meaning you would have chosen to do things differently if you had a choice, but you didn't have a choice. Okay? Doing 2 things at once, 2 different strands of income, definitely coming up very strongly for a lot of you. Healing, recovery, stability, strength with job, with finances, success, whether this is with exams, tests of any kind, your business, submitting things, anything legal related, paperwork, documentation of any kind is also coming up, because I'm seeing the Temperance card as a court system. It doesn't usually talk about courts in that, but I'm seeing it as that for you here. Money coming in, money coming into the home, selling the home if this is what you've been trying to do. Maybe you were told you have to sell the home, or there was a divorce and you had to sell your assets, or you had to split your assets and you weren't sure if you're going to be okay on your own, and turns out, you know what, actually you'll be fine. Okay, so whatever ending happened, or it felt like an ending, as you're going through it and you see the options and the opportunities that come from that, you realize that it was actually a blessing in disguise. And that's where you get your confidence back, and that's where you feel free, and that's where you feel like, okay, I can do this, and you're inspired and you're recharged. This is also doing things that making things to sell. So again, going back to starting your own business, making beautiful things to sell, making furniture, writing, painting, making jewelry, making things with your hands, that sort of thing. Again, we've got jewelry here, so for some this is about jewelry. Whether this is you and your partner, doesn't matter, okay, but this is just saying it's going very well. Get yourself out there, promote yourself. For some, I feel like this is someone promised you something and it didn't deliver. Okay, and then with the Chariot, this is saying, you know what, you're just gonna have to do it yourself. And instead of dwelling on the fact that no, they promised and why didn't they deliver, you're saying, you know what, fine, I'm gonna do it myself. And then as soon as you get to that point of confidence, it just takes off for you. So whatever this is, it takes off for you, okay? So whatever ending is happening, try not to dwell on it. I know it's easier said than done, especially when you're going through it and you feel up in the air like the Temperance card. Look for the options, look for the opportunities. They are there and you hold the key. All right, so whatever is going on, that's the energy, okay? And the guidance. So now we're going to look at your emotional life and love life. I think this is the Everyday Witch tarot deck. Emotional life and love life for Gemini, first 2 weeks of January 2019. But definitely a transformative transformation time, transformative month for you when it comes to work. It's where you finally find your path, your footing, your confidence, and it's full speed ahead. And money, 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 and success and recognition and more opportunities. Okay, that's what happens. Pay attention to your health with the Ten of Swords. Don't overexert yourself. Don't overdo it. This is also stress, worrying, overthinking things. So if there's anything that's going to hold you back, it's overthinking things and stressing about things you can't control. Okay, that will keep you up at night. That will take away your stamina. It will take away your energy, and it may slow things down for you. So just be careful with that, okay? So emotional life and love life for Gemini. A lot of majors. Okay, so let's see. We've got the Tower, the Magician or the Witch in this deck, the Crone or the Strength card, the Page of Athames or the Page of Swords, the Knight of Athames or the Knight of Swords, and the Holy King, and this is the Hermit. So a lot of major arcana cards here. So again, there is a shake-up when it comes to love life. It doesn't have to be a bad one. It's just a shake-up, okay? The breaking of patterns and routines. You're coming out of routines, especially with relationships. I feel like there's a routine. There's a rhythm to the relationship. Something happens and that gets knocked back, okay? Whether it is you have to go away for work because it's taking off, you have to travel now. So that shakes up the relationship as well. It shakes up your patterns. You have to come up with a new plan. You have to come up with a new way of doing things and attest to the strength of the relationship. Okay, so there's a shakeup that happens, and it represents a test to the strength of the relationship. It may involve being on your own for a while, or your partner also being on your own because you may be away. This is the Knight of Swords. Swords is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Away for work, away for study. You're initiated into something. Again, I'm feeling it's work that brings you a lot of opportunities. And this is about training and work that kind of takes you away from the relationship briefly. And you just have to find a new rhythm to the relationship. I'm not getting it as anything major, okay? For some of you. For others of you, this is about you walking away. And with that Ten of Swords and the overall energy, there was a betrayal that you just did not see coming. Again, it's general. It's not going to be for everyone. If it makes no sense to you, then it's not for you. But there was a betrayal. It may have involved another Gemini, Leo or Virgo coming up as well. You felt blindsided, or you feel blindsided, and you decide, when you learn this, okay, when you learn about this, you decide to take off, be on your own, clear your head, decide what you want to do. But something does happen that makes you feel very angry with that Knight of Swords, and you decide, instead of saying something or doing something I'm going to regret, temper myself, isolate myself, just walk away. Okay, so for some, that's what this is about. For those of you who are single and looking, or single and you're not looking, there is almost like divine intervention, like aha moment. Maybe you've been healing from past betrayal, past hurt. Okay, maybe you're still feeling hurt. But with the Tower, something happens in a very unexpected way, and I'm feeling like you meet someone in a very unexpected way. And the Tower is Mars, so it could be Aries, it could be Leo, it could be another Gemini, it could be another, could be a Virgo, and this could be their sun sign, their moon sign, or their rising sign, or their Venus. Anyway, regardless of the sign of this person, something very unexpected about how you meet them. And it involves a lot of conversation, or there's an intellectual connection here. And things can pick up speed, which makes you feel a little bit hesitant, because maybe you're still recovering from something from your past. But with these major arcana cards here, whatever's happening, it's meant to happen. It's divine intervention. So even if you feel like you're not ready for it, at least give it a chance, entertain the possibility, just talk. You don't have to do anything, just talk to this person. If there's a connection there, if there's a click there, listen to your intuition and just talk. That's all you have to do. Just get to know them. For others, I feel like this is about conversations, about boundaries, conversations about this is what I will accept, this is what I do not tolerate. And you'll either follow my rules or I'm out of here, okay? Because something happens that you did not expect that makes you feel overwhelmed, stabbed in the back. For some, if this is the scenario, it's just because you didn't see it coming. And that's why you feel overwhelmed and betrayed in one way or another. That doesn't have to be actual betrayal, but you feel some kind of way because you didn't anticipate it, or you didn't plan for it, you didn't see it coming. And so it's almost like, that's not what we talked about, that's not what we planned. What happened? Why didn't you do your part? Okay? And so that's where I feel that new conversations are coming in to say, my way or the highway, to say, these are my boundaries. This is what I need. What do you need? And let's see if we are still willing to give each other what we need, okay? But there's a lot of conversations happening here. And again, spending some time apart, whether that means, you know, we're taking a break from each other to clear our heads because something happened and I'm not quite sure how to take it, or spending time apart because you're away for work or they're away for work, or both scenarios. Or there could be something going on with the home, with the property, where you have to move out temporarily or they have to do repairs. So that breaks up your routine and you're talking more through text or by phone because you're sleeping over with your family and they're sleeping over with theirs, or that sort of situation. Further, this is moving in together. So two people who were used to having their routine, their individual routines, now have to make their routine as a couple. So for some of you, that's what this is, and it's a lot of conversation, and it's a lot of, okay, I need some time to get used to this. You know what I mean? To make room for this. Because it's two people who've been on their own for a while, and they have their own routines and their ways of how they like to do things and where things are around them and so on and so forth. And living together is definitely an adjustment. But I feel like with conversation, you'll get there and it'll be fine. For some, I feel like you know what, you're just very, very happy on your own. There's something that happens that's a breakthrough that makes you very happy. I feel like you have options around you if you wanted them, but you're focused on your work, or you're focused on your studies, or you're focused on your business, and you're happy with that. You're completely content with that, which is beautiful, and that's where you get your happiness. Okay? So I'm just going to pull a couple more cards. Now this is a deck, if I can call it that I've made up for myself because I wanted to use one deck regardless of the readings, and I couldn't find an oracle deck that did that for me, that answered all sorts of questions. So I just came up with something for myself, and I've been using it for myself, and I've been enjoying it. It's nothing fancy, it's just my writing on a card. But I found it very helpful, so I wanted to use it for you too. So again, it's nothing fancy, it's just my writing on a card, but I feel like the messages do contribute. The messages do make a positive difference, okay? So let's see. For Gemini, advice for Gemini when it comes to their work situation. And again, that includes everything we've mentioned. And advice for Gemini regarding their emotional life and love life. So for work, declutter to make room for new blessings. See? So seriously. Declutter to make room for new blessings. So it's time to move on. It's time to let go of things that didn't make you happy, things that didn't fulfill you. An ending happened. It may have felt like a betrayal, but it was actually a very big blessing in disguise. All you have to do is let it go, let the past go, let whatever happened go, and look to the future. Look to what it is bringing to your life as opposed to what was taken. Because you'll find that you had to make room, because these blessings that are now coming in with the Star and the Temperance card and the Chariot and the Ten of Pentacles, these blessings are truly what you deserve. Okay, so maybe you're holding on to something, or in a situation, or accepting something, or putting up with something that it wasn't really for you. It was okay, got you by, but it wasn't what you wanted, it wasn't what you deserved, it wasn't what truly fulfilled you. And with the Star card, what is now coming in is your dream job, is your dream career, is your dream business. It's your dream coming to life. So that's why whatever ending happened, that's why it happened. So it's a very big blessing. For emotional life and love life, we've got seek expert guidance. And it's interesting that we have the Crone and the Hermit in your reading. Seek expert guidance. So for some, I feel like with the Magician there as well, there's a lot of communication. So whether you're talking to each other, or you're going to therapy, counseling, someone who can help you temper your emotions so you can communicate clearly, yeah. But I feel like for some that's what that is, going to an expert, going to a therapist, counselor. For others of you, I feel like this is just talking to someone you really, really trust. Because you've got the Crone and the Hermit are both elderly figures. So someone who's been around, someone who's been through it. A mother figure, a grandmother figure, father figure. Someone who's very wise in your life. You consider them an expert, whether they have the credentials or not, okay? And you trust their guidance. I feel like that's what's going on for some of you. So there's a lot of communication, there's a lot of learning. We've got the Magician, we've got the Hermit, we've got the Page of Swords. There's a lot of learning and adjustments that are happening. And so maybe you're going to a counselor or a therapist as a couple or on your own, or you're talking to someone you truly trust and you consider them to be wise, to seek guidance on how to adjust and how to navigate this new phase in your life. Because it is new, it is big, it is beautiful, but because you've never been here before, you could use some advice. Okay, so that's what's happening. Also, don't make any sudden decisions, especially if you're angry about something. Get some guidance from someone you trust, and that will help you with your decisions. Okay? So that is your reading, Gemini, for the first couple of weeks of January, give or take a few days. I'm looking forward to your thoughts. Let me know what you think here. If you like the new format, if you like, if you enjoy the fact that I'm trying to bring you more videos in a month. But yeah, let me know. I'm looking forward to your thoughts. Remember to watch your sun, your moon, your rising. Whatever other sign you want to watch, just go for it. Thank you very, very much for joining me. Thank you for all your wonderful support. Special thank you to my patrons. I hope you have a wonderful time ahead. I hope you have a wonderful year ahead. And I will see you again in the very next video. Take care.